Good morning, friends, followers, my obviously subscribers and fellow YouTube creators, my army of Trevorites and Coldest. Thank you very much for joining me in this morning's daily rant, and it's Monday morning. Yes, Monday morning. Have I had a lie-in? I suppose I have, really. I have had a lie-in this morning, but I have woken up to something, and I will explain. I was meant to do an interview this morning at 9:20, and I've just sent an email to cancel it. I know you're probably thinking, but Trevor, you got a few hours. I've sent them an email to cancel it because, first of all, I was working the timings out, and even though I don't really have much to do, I would have missed out in my morning coffee in the Berlin with individuals that I enjoy the company of. So I'm never gonna put this type of stuff priority over friends and over family, so I've just decided to cancel it, and why not? I am having my soldier on coffee right now, actually. Good coffee. So I made that decision. I sent the email a couple of minutes ago. Just said, no, why am I having to fit my life around things that I don't need? They need to fit their schedules around me not having my coffee breaks, and me not spending time with family and friends, in my opinion. Anyway, thank you to those that tuned in last night. Yes, Sunday Night Live. I'm going to start doing them again. Yes, I enjoyed it. It was nice to have Foxy on, wasn't it? It certainly was. Nice young lad, actually. I'd love to see his channel grow and become big, and he gets more credit. It'd be nice, yeah. All good. But what I have noticed this morning is there are still many of you making the mistake, and you are subscribing to Dan Wooten's fake page, a fan page. You aren't subscribing to his real page where Dan does things on it. I will put another link in my community page today for you to have a look and see which page is real and which page isn't, just so you are aware. Anyway, what else? Well, I'm a little bit disappointed this morning at the media again. I used to have a lot of journalists that I thought highly of. I now have a plethora. I have about 3 or 4 journalists now. I've got, three or four, probably one that I trust impeccably. The rest I don't. I mean, I don't understand why they are so thick. Journalists always talk about we need to get it right. It needs to be accurate. Get out the right information. Yet the headlines are today, Kate Middleton spotted out at Windsor Farm Shop. She's not called Kate Middleton. Journalists are retarded for putting that type of... She is Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales, Catherine Windsor. How would you like it if every time you went out, someone referred to you in your maiden name rather than your real name? You know, oh look, yeah. It's embarrassing. It shows shitty journalism. But every time they talk about the shithead in America, it's the Duchess of Sussex. I mean, what is wrong with this? It's disgusting. It's gutter journalism. It really is. Yeah. And this is exactly why the public have stopped buying your shite. The public do not buy papers anymore. They do it online. And I've noticed recently that a lot of papers online are now letting you read a little bit of their headlines and then saying, if you want to read the rest of it, please subscribe. The public have given up on listening to your shit journalism. We don't want it anymore. We can go and watch it on YouTube. We can go and watch it anywhere. Even GB News keep saying we're under attack. Of course you're under attack. Every single journalist that speaks out on your show gets sacked from GB News. In fact, GB News still owe me money from when I used to go on their programme. Yes, they still owe me money and they haven't paid. Yeah, but you know what? It's not much, if I'm honest. I think I did, I don't know. Let's just say off the top of my head, I think I did 15 interviews, maybe 16. And I did them all for free until the last one, and I was like, no, you're signing contracts to everyone, but yet you want me to come on free every time. So I believe to do an interview, for GB News to interview you in your home, they pay you £40. For you to go to the studio they'll give you £70 if you're in the studio. I mean, they've saved hundreds, thousands of pounds on my interviews. But now I've taken a step back from GB News because what they've done to so many broadcasters that I know. Anyway, let's move on from that. Listen to this. The Victoria and Albert Museum have listed Margaret Thatcher alongside Adolf Hitler and Osama bin Laden. They have her down as a criminal in their museum now. Now, not because she, in my opinion, she showed the world what the Special Air Service were. She showed the Argentinians that you will not with British, and she took the war at the Falklands. She did all these things. Yes, she wasn't perfect. She certainly wasn't a criminal. But now it turns out that the Victoria and Albert Museum is run by an ex-Labour Member of Parliament. Oh my God, eh? Talk about having a gripe. So now, because he's done that, there's now calls for the Victoria and Albert Museum to have their government funding stripped from them, which means they'll go bust. All because one dickhead at the top has a gripe about Margaret Thatcher. I hope it does go bust. Why don't the people in charge of it, the board of directors, vote that idiot out of the Victoria and Albert Museum and put someone in with common sense who's not affiliated to any political party and who can get the job done? Because whenever you decide to put your own agenda above the museums, you've ruined it. Just thought I'd let you know that. Yeah, it's disgusting, isn't it? Yeah. And Vladimir Putin has been voted in again. Yep, he won the presidential election. Did you not know that? That was very quiet, wasn't it? He won it. Yeah. And he says on his speech, there is no democracy in the West. But the presidential election in Russia, we witnessed during that, I don't know if you knew this, but during the presidential election in Russia, everyone that went up against him were either exiled, jailed, or killed. Yes, his rivals, yes. Didn't have much of a rivalry there for the presidential election, did he? What a democracy Russia has. Yeah. I might have got that wrong. I did get that from the mainstream media that may have played around with the words, but I tried to work out what was happening. What we will find out is that something completely different, probably. Yeah, but I will keep you up to date with that. Yeah. And this morning, I mentioned this yesterday, but this morning I'm waking up to hear about the BBC, the British biased corporation. They should take the word British out of that. It's not British anymore. But BBC journalists, yeah, it's coming under fire again. Yeah, because many BBC journalists have decided to support Hamas. Yes, they have. Pro-Palestinian BBC, isn't it? How can that be independent? And why have Ofcom, well, as Dan Wooten would call it, off-communists? How come off-communists haven't investigated the BBC and just shut it down? Because it's clearly not a British corporation. Yeah. Every year they lose tens of thousands of people with their license that just say, nope, not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's ridiculous, isn't it? And the Mail Online have dropped to the gutter. I'm going to stop looking at the Mail Online because I've noticed this morning, not only the Mail Online, but a lot of tabloids are saying President Donald Trump has said that if he doesn't win the election, there'll be a bloodbath. That's not what he said. I watched the rally. That's not what he said. He was actually talking about vehicles and the automobile industry, where he was talking about Canada. He was talking about Canada and other countries and China. And then he had to go at China. And he said, if China think that they're going to send their cars to South America to be made cheaply and then bring them through our borders. No. He says he will put 100% tariff on all Chinese vehicles going to the US if he gets to be president. He's not having the Chinese president or China or any other country take advantage of the USA anymore. He will import tax on all the stuff. And he said, if they think they're going to get away with that, there'll be a bloodbath. And he meant an automobile bloodbath where he would stop their cars from coming in and only promote American vehicles. But the media picked up on that and said, President Trump says if he doesn't get elected, there will be a bloodbath. They're trying to weaponize his words. And I found that disgusting because that's not what he said. If you actually get a chance, go and look at the interview and go and look at the speech, the rally, and you can hear for yourself what he said. The media have twisted it again. So you can't trust the media. You can't trust it. It's ridiculous. If you want real news, go to YouTube channels, decent YouTube channels, which you think have got integrity. There's still clickbait out there. There's bullshit YouTube channels. And you'll find it from people that aren't scared to speak out. What you'll find is a lot of YouTubers and they're scared to say the word F-U-C-K and stuff. They're scared. If they're scared to say words, then truthfully, they're not to be trusted. If you can't be honest and open while you're doing your videos, then there's no point listening to people because you know they'll skirt around the truth to save their channel from going down. You know, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, what else is there? Louis Walsh, Britain's Got Talent judge, X Factor judge, whatever he was on. Known as the manager of Boyzone, known as a manager of Westlife, known as a manager of Jedward. Well, there's more and more coming out about him now because Louis said on Big Brother that Jedward were vile. We all heard it. They were vile. That actually provoked a lot of people. Jedward kicked back and said, no, actually, Louis, you're vile. You're not a good manager, blah, blah, blah. We got rid of you. Then Gemma Collins hit it against him. Well, this morning, Ronan Keating has hit out about him by saying, wow, I'll tell you the real reason why I split up with the manager. Louis is a bullshitter. Louis goes around talking shite about groups and about people, and he causes friction and controversy. So allegedly, he's not a good manager. He, like most people, I suppose, he uses people's fortune to get to the top, and he's done quite well doing that, hasn't he? Well, people, listen, I'm going to finish off my Soldier on coffee, and then I'm going to chill. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Please keep remembering to leave reviews on Amazon for both the books. Make sure, and thank you for all your support. Have a wonderful day and stay safe.